So Russia is censoring the internet of its citizens more and more. And in today's video, I am basically gonna be going over how they're doing it, why they're doing it, and why it's actually, pretty scary, pretty dangerous for the rest of the world. So let's get right into it. So Russia has been actually censoring, or at least trying to at least heavily censor the internet of its users for a long time. In fact, since 2012, they've been passing various laws, various legislation that would help them to basically accomplish that. And they have 5 core principles, which I'm going to go over. So the first one is Russia aims to control its internet infrastructure. So this is basically all the cables, all the switches, basically all the hardware that enables the internet to run. Which I actually agree with. This is definitely something that, countries, governments should have some control over, because everyone's very dependent on internet these days. Businesses basically can't function without it. It can be bad for various reasons. If some companies just control the entire internet backbone and then can sort of just do whatever. So I actually agree with this one. But the other ones are, So, second, the country is putting pressure on internet companies to censor content. So, obviously, telling the media, telling websites what they can show, what they can say, not cool. Third, banning independent media organizations. So, very scary, because basically they're just allowing state-controlled media, which sucks anyways, because state-controlled media has an agenda that they want to push. They want to show you exactly what they want to show you, because they want to program you what to think, basically. And it's already too easy to do that to people. People already get told what to think, and then they just repeat the information instead of just absorbing a whole bunch of information and making decisions on their own, because obviously that is harder, takes more time. It's easier to just basically get told what to think. Where was I? So then this law is followed by forcing people to self-censor. So this is so you can't say various things on the internet, which is good for controlling people, because you make it illegal to even discuss and that anything's wrong or that anything should change. So not great. And finally, restriction of access to information. So I mean, that is just really not cool. It's pretty scary. Let me see, what do I want to say? So this is basically it. So censorship is very dangerous, very scary, because you can just push an agenda however you want. If we look back at some stories that came out during the still semi-recent Russia and Ukraine war, you would have Russians that were trapped in Ukraine. They would be in like a bunker or in a shelter or whatever, and they would be sending messages to their families back in Russia saying like, oh my God, you need to stop this. People are dying. Civilians are dying. This is awful. And, their families in Russia would be like, what the heck are you talking about? That's not at all what's going on. The news say something completely different. And you can't, it's all that they see is basically something else, and then obviously you're not gonna believe what someone's just telling you without any proof, because you've only shown the things that they wanted you to see. And it's already too hard to program people as far as what to think. I mean, if you just look at the U.S. election, and the U.S. doesn't really have any censorship. You can just go on the internet and search for anything, watch anything, say anything, and it's fine. And even there, the media, if we remember back when Trump was in power, any little thing that Trump would do, the media would be like, oh, look at this idiot, like, wow. And then when Biden came in, uh, the media tried to cover for him for a long time, but then you just see clips of Biden, the many clips, and basically like it's too easy to just tell people what to think, and censorship is so scary. So I'm gonna finish this off by telling some of my personal experiences. So I was born at like the end of 1998, right? So initially, as a kid, I grew up without the internet, and I grew up here in Europe, of course. And the thing is, you hear a lot of stereotypes about a lot of different countries and stuff, and how people are there. You know, good, bad, just various stereotypes. And then, as I was growing up, I would go on the internet. I would do stuff like play games, for example. And when you play games in Europe, you're playing with a bunch of different Europeans from various different countries, right? And you just interact with them. You play video games and chat with them for like hours each day. And you really just realize that most of those stereotypes are just bullshit. You're like, wow, we're all not only just people, but we're all like basically the same people. We have some cultural differences, but so censorship, very scary. North Korea is another good example of another scary place with a lot of censorship. So I don't know what to say. Obviously there's not much I can say. I'm just reporting on how it is. They're even cracking down on VPNs and such. So basically just trying to create the Russian internet cut away from the rest of the world. So yeah, my personal opinion is it sucks, and that censorship can be very dangerous and very scary, and it's unfortunate that it is happening.